Possible, probable, and preferable China. On September the 25th, 1976, the one-child policy was introduced to Chinese citizens that Chinese couples were only allowed to have one child. The President of China, Chairman Mao, wanted a large growing population because he thought it would mean more power, whilst the new leader of China felt that China's huge population would cause many problems and that they would not have enough resources to support all the people. Therefore, the one-child policy was introduced. The one-child policy meant that couples were only allowed to have one child, and if they were found out that they had more than one child, their children would lose their education, their parents would be fired from their jobs, and they would have to pay a very big fine. The government believes that the one-child policy has prevented 400 million births in the last 30 years, but it has also caused many children to go homeless. The Chinese people at that time wanted a son since they would be able to keep their family name. This made many families kill and abandon their own daughters for the sake of having a son, which leads to today. We now have 3 million more men than women, and as they have now taken the rule away, this difference will probably change in the future, which on the other hand is preferable.
China has the highest population number in the world. The country has reached the point of 1.4 billion people from only about 0.7 billion in 1960. Even though Deng Xiaoping introduced the one-child policy, the country's population is still too big. In the future, the population density will probably carry on increasing to the point where it will be hard to control. India, the second largest country, has 120 million fewer people for a population of 1.28 billion, but a much higher population density. Research into the matter shows that India might pass China as the most populous nation in the world in the next couple of decades.
There are lots of problems with dams in China, especially the Three Gorges Dam. The dams cause landslides, and another reason they have a negative impact is the destruction of villages to make them. They also cause the water to slow down, and this causes grow, therefore it affects the health of people living in the area drinking the water. The dams also have a positive effect as they can power a whole country as big as China, meaning they are also eco-friendly. It can help scientists with research too. The dams are very big. The Three Gorges Dam is 2,335 meters long, which means it takes up a lot of space and people have to move. Because the people's houses have been destroyed, they have to move to a new area and get a new job. A lot of people are affected by this, and they find it hard to get a new job, which leaves some people homeless.
The coronavirus. What has happened so far? The coronavirus was first reported in China on the 31st of December 2020. The family of coronavirus is known to cause mild to moderate upper respiratory tract illnesses. The symptoms of this first Chinese outbreak include fever, cough, and shortness of breath. The illness has affected up to 7,711 people in China, and at least 213 people have died from it. However, the mortality rate is still less than SARS, but the worldwide cases have exceeded the SARS outbreak in 2003. The virus has been reported in several other countries, including the USA, the UK, and Australia. The city of Wuhan, where the virus is originally thought to have originated from a battle snake that was sold in a market in Wuhan. The whole city has been shut down, with flights and trains being suspended and roads being closed.